Yo, what up, y'all? This is our first fifth quarter of season 2. We are in week 3, but we're doing a recap. Of week 2, and I never got to go live and touch on the off season stuff that went down or whatever, right? So the off season that we just had was pretty interesting, right? Because you see some guys still don't learn with certain things, and it's actually kind of like mind blowing, because I would think that as long as guys been playing these leagues, they would have caught on and figured out certain things by now. But for the life of me, I still see a lot of people is still looking like they're on a treadmill, running in the same place, running nowhere, right? But when the off season come, you always see a couple of things that just be like wow factors, right? So the first wow factor that happened during the off season was I seen Norm jump out the window and gave the running back quarterback money. Now, to me, that's an act of desperation, because he wasn't in serious need of a running back like that, but to double down and just sell out and give the running back all that money, that pretty much just goes to tell you which way he's looking towards, moving forward. So I didn't really understand that move at all to invest so much money into that running back like that. Didn't make no sense to me, at all. But when things ain't going your way, you get desperate. When you get desperate, it makes you do things that you wouldn't normally do. But in that case, he definitely jumped out the window. Now, I want to see how he dig himself out of this hole, because he's in the hole. He ain't gonna have no bread to play with. So I want to see how he dig himself out this hole, and I want to see how how he handled the situation, because he's in the red now financially because of that move. So that was the first domino that fell during the off season that for the life of me I couldn't understand. That's not even the first domino that fell, but that was one of the dominoes that fell, now that I think about it. So him giving the running back all that money just didn't make no sense to me at all. You know what I mean? Even if you were saying you're gonna sell out to start running the ball, I mean, there's other ways to go about it, But like I said, I'm here for the ride. I'm here to see how he managed this, But he did this, so he's gonna have to dig himself out of it, But I also do know I ain't been seeing Norm in the chats like that as well, going back from last Madden. So a little morale, a couple of hits at the morale can do that to people, you know what I mean? But nevertheless, we'll see. I'm here for the ride, right? But the other thing that I couldn't understand, I get on here a lot and I always talk about trades, right? And I see some guys still don't quite get it when it comes to trading, and I really don't be understanding how, right? Because some of you guys are always in the driver's seat and don't even realize it. That's like one of the first things that just be so just hilarious to me, where people make trades as if like they wasn't the one holding the chips. I'm saying, if you running the show, why does it seem like y'all just settle, right? I don't understand that. E-ball, you've been in this league for a while, bro. I look at you like a vet. How do you still be making these trades as if like you somebody that just joined the league, bro? I really don't understand your trade logic at all. Now granted, the trade that you made with the 49ers wasn't, to me, it wasn't a rape deal, right? You didn't get raped. But at the same time, the trade wasn't good. Like, my thing is this: I try not to get in the way of y'all with y'all trades, because I'm not here to dictate what y'all do with y'all teams. I just don't want the trades to be 90-10. Now, that trade with the 49ers was not a 90-10 trade, but you could have got way better. You could have got way better trade for the value of the draft pick that you had. And then why you didn't even put the pick on the block to the chat. So it was like you just made a deal with just one person, the first person, like, and to me it's like I remember just always growing up, right? I remember just going to cop sneakers, right? I remember going to cop sneakers. You go to different stores. You never go and cop the sneakers from the first store that you went to, no matter what y'all negotiated, right? You tell him, "Oh, all right, cool. Let me check around." If anything, if that person that you went and cop sneakers from the store, if he don't want you to go and leave and check with nobody else, if anything, he's gonna put more on there for you, because he don't want you to leave. So now he's going to increase the deal for you even more. But I just don't understand how some of you guys just make these under the table trades with just one person that you deal with. Like, if I'm negotiating with somebody, I'm going to say, yo, trade on the block to the chat. Let me get the best deal for me. But some of you guys still just don't learn. After all the times that we talk about trades in these chats, on the fifth quarter, everything. E-ball, for you to be a vet, you still trade like a rookie. I just don't understand that at all. When you trade E-ball, you remind me of seeing a candle in the sun. That just don't even out. Right? If you see a candle in the sun, the candle don't even get the same effect because it's out in the sun. You know what I mean? It just don't make sense to see a candle out in the sun. You see a candle out when it's dark. So when E-ball make these trades, it's like, yo, dude, it ain't even make no sense. Like, you guys be making these trades as if like you in desperation mode. How you desperate and you the one that hold the cards? And if that's the case, put the trade on the block to the chat. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand. The more and more I speak about this trade stuff, and the more and more some of you guys just don't learn. And then it's like I hear about some of the negotiations that some of you other guys is doing, and I see y'all still don't understand the rules of impact and non-impactful players, right? So you don't even understand that. Like, some of you guys will still trade a legit pass rusher for a legit linebacker, and I don't even understand that. And I don't care what the linebacker is. Linebackers does not have the same impact on the game like a pass rusher. So some of you guys just get caught up with the glamour and glitz. You get caught up with other stuff that I don't know what y'all be looking at. And then you wonder why y'all have certain players on your team and it still look like you don't have them. Because y'all don't even understand the value of impactful positions. Some of y'all would trade a dope cornerback for a dope safety. I don't care what the safety. I don't care if the safety is 99 overall. You can look up at the end of that game, and that safety could have 2 tackles on the whole game. A safety doesn't have impact like a cornerback or a pass rusher. You understand? A wide receiver is going to have way more impact on the game than the safety. And I don't even like the fact that I have to get up here and talk about these things, but y'all always hear me say I root for parity in my leagues. I root for parity because I don't like to see the same guys struggling all the time. I like for guys to get better. Now, I will say there are guys who got better. One of the guys that I've seen been playing good ball going back to last season is Rico. And not even just last season, even last Madden. Rico's one of them guys that his game came a long way. I give credit when credit's due. Rico game has came along. Who else has been playing better ball lately? BS, on some BS. He's been playing better ball lately. So, there are guys that's improving, and that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. And this is why I get up here and talk about certain things, because I hope that some of you guys will hear certain things that I say and be like, yo, you know what? He kind of made sense, and just apply it. You ain't got to get up on here or reach out to me in the DM or chat or anything. You ain't got to pay homage, and you ain't got to acknowledge anything that I said. I just hope that certain things that I say would just register a certain way. You know what I mean? And you guys would imply it to what you want to do moving forward. But some of you guys just be making these wild trades for the life of me that I still just don't get. It just don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really don't. Like, some of you guys take 2 steps back and move 1 step forward. And in your mind, it made sense because you made a step forward. No, silly-o, you just took 2 steps back. And you took 1 step forward. Guess what? You're still behind. You know what I mean? Like, it's simple stuff like that, man. Like, it's really not that hard. You got to know when you're in the driver's seat. Let me tell you something. To you guys that still seem to be struggling with trades, let me just give you one bit of advice to let you know when you're in the driver's seat. When somebody comes and reaches out to you in your DM, asking you about your player, you are automatically in the driver's seat because you now have something that they want. You understand? So you don't settle for what they telling you. You tell them, oh, well, you want this player. Well, this is what I want from you. And if they don't want it, then I beat it. Simple. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. You guys turn this trade stuff like it's a science project. It's really not hard at all. I got to give a shout out to the 49ers for Claw for winning the Super Bowl as well. That was a good Super Bowl win. I got to give him his props. Got to give him credit where credit is due. Because I know a lot of guys like to say things like, certain guys can only play with this type of quarterback or whatever the case may be. But I feel like some of y'all be taking your eyes off certain things that hold more value than what you just see on display. I don't think Claude get enough credit for his defense, and I don't think Claude get enough credit for just playing smart. You know what I'm saying? He had the 49ers with Brock Purdy. Now, Brock Purdy is not an ability quarterback, right? But he played to his strength. His strengths on offense is what? Christian McCaffrey. You understand? So he plays smart. Let's not act like the 49ers is a lock to win the bowl. You could give anybody the 49ers and they will win the bowl. That is not true at all. You understand? You still have to know what you're doing. You have to be a good caliber player with certain teams. It's just like that, period. It ain't no such thing. Give anybody any team and they're going to be able to succeed or win the bowl. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way at all. So I had to give him his props, man. He won the bowl with the 49ers. That's a good Super Bowl win. You know what I'm saying? And I got to say this too. What's even more funny about the E-Ball trade with the 49ers is that E-Ball, why you go and make a trade with a dude that just won the bowl? Now, granted, I'm not telling you, yo, don't make a trade with whoever win the bowl. That's not the case. But what I'm saying is that if you making a trade with somebody that won the bowl, isn't the goal to try to make them weaken their armor? Like, I don't understand that. Again, the trade wasn't a rape trade, but the trade just didn't make much sense. And for what the Jets was giving up, you could have put that on the block in the chat and got way more. You could have got way more for that pick, dude. But again, he's just somebody that I'm speaking about right now because, he just stick out like a sore thumb. But there are other guys that still don't understand how to trade. After all this time, some of you guys still fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Like, it's just mind-boggling to me. But anyway, like I said, man, I had to give respect to the champ. I didn't get a chance to do the fifth quarter while the playoffs was going on really at all. So I had to give a shout out to the Super Bowl champ 49ers. You know what I mean? I'm not even going to lie. I wouldn't even pick the 49ers to win the bowl if I was doing the fifth quarter during the playoffs because, that 49er team, yeah, they good, but, they definitely they definitely got weaknesses over there, and I just would have thought that somebody would have been able to exploit it. But you got to get a man his props, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, this is one of the Claw's best Super Bowl wins, to be honest, because it wasn't no trades the first season. Now, I know some of y'all going to say, well, he had the 49ers, so what? You understand? The 49ers is not the best team on the game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they are loaded. They are good, but there's a lot of teams that got talent everywhere, a lot of places where you look. You know what I mean? But most importantly, they don't even have that type of quarterback. So get a man his props, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a hater. Give credit when credit's due. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line. And that's what I always try to get up here and do, is speak the truth. You know, I don't be biased to nobody. I don't slight nobody. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fifth quarter is not here for that. The fifth quarter is strictly for talking about what's going on in the league, but keeping it real at the same time. That's all the fifth quarter is about. So yeah, we in week 3. You know what I mean? And there's like 6 or 7 undefeated teams still. Let's go take a look at these undefeated teams real quick. You know, there's still quite a few undefeated teams. You know, no, the goal isn't to go undefeated. You just go week by week. You know what I mean? So right now, the undefeated teams are Bengals, Cowboys, Eagles, Raiders, Dolphins, Patriots. So you got 6 undefeated teams still, you know, into week 3. And then I'm sure you got a bunch of teams with 1 loss. Oh, my bad. Seahawks still undefeated. They didn't play yet. You know, and then you got a bunch of teams with 1 loss still. You know, so it's early, but, you know, we're just looking at it real quick to see what undefeated teams are. Still got about 6 undefeated teams left. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to click on that. But yeah, so we're gonna go into to recap. I believe practice squad still in this turn on, if I'm not mistaken. So now on to week 2. Oh yeah, and this is something else I wanted to touch on too, in regards to setting up your games and stuff like that. Remember, a fair sim. Let me just also say this: a fair sim is not because you tried to play your opponent as soon as we advanced and you was never available no other time. Yo, he couldn't play when y'all advanced, you know what I mean? And that's a fair sim. Or you pop up the day of advance trying to schedule a game and it don't work out. That's not a fair sim. You know what I mean? A fair sim is when both opponents tried to play each other and couldn't set a time, you know what I mean? Things like that, right? And again, hitting somebody at 12 a.m., 1 a.m. in the morning to play, that doesn't even count as a real attempt. Let me just say that as well. And let me repeat that. If you reach out to somebody 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, you know, anything after that time, that does not count as an attempt to play. You got to be reasonable, man. Reach out to people reasonable hours. You know what I mean? Let's not, come on, we all grown. Let's not play these little games where, you know, you just trying to say, well, I tried to play and it's 1:30 in the morning. Yo, man, that doesn't count for anything. You understand? And if that's your attempt to play, then you'll be looking at a forced loss. You know? And I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I just wanted to retouch on that again because some of you guys still seem to do that and then try to get slick with it. But week 2 recap, we had the Texans and the Oakland Shamrocks. I don't even know what team that is. I think that's the Vikings. Texans won 38-27 over the Shamrocks. Some of you guys be killing me with these names y'all be picking, moving these teams around. We had a force for the Cowboys over the Panthers. We had a Giants. Well, they played, but the game got disconnected. Big Mo is the new Giants user. He took over for Big Game James. Big Game James just had a lot going on his plate, you know, in his personal life with work and everything, so he couldn't keep up, you know what I mean? But Big Mo come on, took on this Giants team, and listen, just like anybody else that's new to the league, they're gonna have to feel their way. It really doesn't matter how good you think you are or whatever. You still got to come and deal with the competitive nature that's going on in the league. And what's different from the league than playing on ultimate teams or quick match and stuff like that is that everybody's coming with different type of styles, right? Then you got different type of caliber players. What makes my league, I ain't going to speak about leagues, period. I'm going to speak about my leagues, my two leagues. What makes my two leagues unique is that everybody knows how to play, right? Even when you think of the top guys, they are not ahead of the pack by a landslide. It simply comes down to just a bad decision that you made. You know what I mean? That's all it is. That's the only thing and I said this before, that's the only thing that really separates guys from the pack is that the decision making. But everybody in here knows how to play. That's why on any given Sunday, you'll see an upset. You'll see an upset alert going down because everybody knows how to play, dude. You cannot come in here anytime feeling like you can just come in and just practice and play a whole new playbook. Let me just let you know, if you feel like you could play against somebody with a whole new playbook and you learning different plays as you playing, you're going to lose. And that's against anybody. So everybody knows how to play. Just come down to decision making, right? You play against a dude, he might have one turnover. His opponent had 5 turnovers. No, that is true, Josh. Everybody in here knows how to play. There's nobody in this league that don't know how to play. It just comes down to decision making, bad play calling. That's what I mean by decision making. Decision making. You kicking the field goal, taking the 3 when you try to be greedy and go for the touchdown. You running when you pass. You passing when you ran, like when you should have ran. Things like that. Decision making. That's the only thing it is. Because when you look up, there are a lot of guys that'll have 5. There are a lot of guys that have 5, 6. Yeah, Josh, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. The decision making. It's not that there's nobody in this league that doesn't know how to play. Everybody knows how to play. There's not one person in here that don't know how to play. It's just that some people make bad play calls at bad time. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? But everybody knows how to play. Everybody knows how, Everybody knows how to like at least attempt to get in their bag to get and do what they want to do. It's just that play calls kill people in crucial moments. You understand? Some people and then let me just say this too. There are a lot of guys that knows how to play better in crucial moments than others. Also, fourth quarter's on the line, game tied up, crucial drive, things like that. You got guys that know how to stay poised and stay calm. You got a couple of guys that get them palms sweaty. When it comes down to, getting key plays or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of turnovers that kill guys in decision making. When you look up, look at this, right? You got the Bengals against Black Star, and I guarantee you the Browns had quite a few turnovers in this one. I don't know what happened in this one. He only had 2 turnovers, you know what I'm saying? But it was his 4th down, not even that. But that one doesn't even like that's a what you call that? That's I can't even think of the word. But yeah, I'm gonna start going into these stats too. Looking at stuff. I used to do that before, but that actually makes this thing longer. You know what I mean? But yeah, but that's what makes the league competitive, man. A lot of guys just know how to make the right decision at the right time, whether it's a defense play call or offense play call. You know what I mean? That's all it is. But I was saying Giants new to the league, so we'll see how the Giants get welcomed in. But as far as I remember, he was up pretty big in this game, but the game got disconnected or I think Washington had to leave out, so the force went to the Giants. But that was a good win for Washington because that was a division game. Then we had Bengals and Browns. Bengals won this one 38-14. Carnage, they dominated this game. But the Bengals, like I said, the Bengals got up to a hot start last season. Then they kind of cooled off, but they still made it to the playoff. They still made it actually far to the playoff too. I think they made it to the AFC chip, if I'm not mistaken. So the Bengals at this point, they're not really sweating they're not really sweating the early part of the season. But at the same time, going for number one seed is always cool. Winning a division is always cool. So the Bengals will come out here. Cardinals is definitely going to make a case for trying to show his true dominance. Going into season 2, and right now he's 2-0. After a good win over this Cleveland Brown team. Black Star took over this team last season in the middle of the season, but now he got a whole off season under his belt. Got a draft under his belt. There's no excuses. So we'll see what the Browns bring to the table this season. Then we had Seahawks versus Bears. A lot of chatter after this game that was in the chat. I didn't read any of it to hear or see what happened. I just know they was going back and forth. As far as I know, it was just verbal sparring going on. You know what I'm saying? Nothing serious. But just two competitive guys going at each other before the game and after the game. But bottom line, Seattle got the last laugh. They won 42-35. Neither defense showed up in this one. And when it's them type of games, then it's their offense. All right, y'all gonna have to win this game. Defense, y'all not getting no stop, but just get a stop, right? And that's really like it boiled down to. Seahawks won this one on the road, 42-35. Seahawks looking to bounce back after a disappointing season 1. Bears, he had a late push for the playoffs last season, came up short. So did the Seahawks. But I know the Seahawks didn't even expect to be in that position. He won't look to get off to that type of start this season. He'll look to make some noise over here in season 2 as well with that Seahawks team. Dolphins and Jets. Dolphins won this one 44-6. I don't know what's going on with the Jets. The Jets are starting to look like a team that might have to get ready to blow up that. I don't want to say blow up the roster, but they're going to have to make some real trades over there, something. I don't know what's going on with the Jets. It's not like they're playing with Zach Wilson. They still got Aaron Rodgers. Surprisingly, he didn't retire after season 1. He came back. But I don't know what's going on with the Jets over there, man. I'm rooting for the Jets to bounce back. But they got some serious fine-tuning they need to take care over there, man, because it is not working out over there at all. They got a much better team than this, but they just not answering the bell on any levels. That whole team morale is down coming into this season, even from last season. You know what I'm saying? And they're just playing. There's some guys you just can see play, and they just look like they're playing with no confidence at all. And right now, the Jets is one of them teams, man. They just playing with no confidence, right? Nothing they doing. So wait, Josh, you lost both your quarterbacks? I haven't seen that yet. Did I read that correctly, Josh? You lost both your quarterbacks in one game? I haven't seen that yet. As many injuries as I've seen. Let me tell you something. The injuries on here is crazy. We all know that, right? But I actually like it, though. I like it like this because, anybody could get injured at any moment for any team. And that's football, right? When you look at real football, there are tons of injuries all around the board. There are guys out for the season, that's just part of the game, man. It's injuries that go down, so hey, I like it. I don't mind it. It makes you, let me tell you what these injuries do. These injuries make you stop trying to get cute at the end of the game. And what I mean is, it make you take them quarterback knees, quarterback kneels. Because at this point, a quarterback kneel is way more special in getting out the game with everybody healthy, rather than you trying to get cute and get more points and get one of your best guys hurt. And I see, everybody that haven't grasped up, there are some guys that still try to get the points at the end of the game. Let me just tell you something. You reap what you sow. You try to get cute and you get a 40-yard catch-off. All right, cool. But that player got hurt, that's on you. You understand? That is on you. So my advice to everybody, the injuries are at an all-time high. If you got the game won, put your backups in or take the quarterback kneel. Stop trying to still call more plays at the end of the game. It's not worth it. You understand what I'm saying? You ever heard of won the battle but lose the war? That's one of those situations, man. Just get out of there alive and go on to next week. Stop trying to get cute and stab pack. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll come back and bite you at this point. And I'm telling you now, because let me tell you something. I'm always prepared for all type of slick stuff. So if you happen to get somebody hurt at the end of the game, when you had the game won, and all of a sudden your connection magically disconnects, that player is still going to be out. I'm not going to let you bring him back the next game. So we here prepare for all type of slick stuff. So my advice to everybody is, if you got the game won, take a quarterback kneel. Stop trying to stab pat and make the score look more, you know what I mean, than what it is. Because if you get somebody hurt and all of a sudden your connection go out, you're not going to have that player next game. I'm going to take it upon myself to see, go back at the tape, see who that player was that got hurt, and I'm going to come up with my own amount of time that he's out, and you're not going to like it. So let's not try to get slick, all right? Let's just get on to the next game and stop trying to be cute out there. Yeah, champ, I see you in the building. I bigged you on them 49ers up a few minutes ago. I had to give you your props on that. You know what I'm saying? But Murph is the Super Bowl AFC champ, the Super Bowl runner-up. He got demolished in the Super Bowl, but, you know, listen, when you're a competitor, the only thing that makes you do is lick your wounds and come back even stronger the next season, you know. But the Jets cannot take losses like this, but especially to a division opponent. But Murph, I'm pretty sure he feels like he's going to be on a mission this season, and we'll see how that shake out over there moving forward. We had the Jags, the Titans. Jags won 48-10. I need to see the Titans play. I need to see the Titans play better this year. You got Caleb Williams. You got the best quarterback in the draft. That quarterback is already top 10 in the league as far as what he came into the game with. You know what I mean? Superstar quarterback, great throwing power. I ain't gonna cook you, Black Star. You know what I'm saying? You know, I respect your handle, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't cook you. And if you do feel like I'm cooking you, trust me, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I just try to call it for what it is, for what I see. But I respect your handle, Black Star. You know what I'm saying? I know you get into your bag with all your trickery you like to do. So, you know, I ain't here to just you know, crap on nobody. But, oh, Murph beat the champ week 1? Y'all played? I didn't even know that. Nah, Black Star, you know you good in my book, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know you good in my book. You know what I mean? Oh, I didn't even know that they played. Oh, okay. Murph, I just got through saying, but see, now that thing is, right? Now, you just thought that the champ lost to the Super Bowl runner-up. Now, let me tell you something. That game meant more to Murph than it did the champ. Not to say that the champ wasn't trying to win, but it wasn't the Super Bowl, and at this point, Murph came into that game with way more animosity than the 49ers did. Now, don't get me wrong. I will say the 49ers would have loved to put the Dolphins in a place to show you can't mess with me, but it's one of them things sometimes where it's just like, all right, cool, we ain't get it done. You know, but that game meant more to the Dolphins than it did the 49ers, but it's still a good win, you know, because if I was the Dolphins, I wouldn't care if I won 6-3. I'm taking it. You know what I mean? So good win for the Dolphins and the way to kick his season off. But, you know, that's just one of them games where I feel like the Dolphins had to come out and win. And even if he didn't win, he could not have gotten blown out in that one. You know, so great win for the Dolphins, though, I must say. Yeah, Titans. I need the Titans to play better this year. You got Caleb Williams. You got to go out there and try something different. The one thing I always say to people is that if whatever you trying isn't working, don't be afraid to try something else, right? If you got your playbook or whatever it is that you like to do, if it ain't working, then at this point you got nothing to lose, right? Because if whatever you're doing is not working, then what does it cost you to try something different? You know, I'm only saying that because, again, I root for parity. I don't want to see the Titans 1-16 again this season. You know, they had that type of record last year. I want to see the Titans play better. You got Caleb Williams, play to his strengths. You know what I'm saying? You know, try to make a trade. Get him some weapons over there. Like, I just want to see the Titans play better. You know, I don't want to see straight domination week to week against no matter who he plays. So, Titans, let's go, man. Let's figure something out. Come up with a game plan. Come up with a scheme, you know, and make it work, man. Bottom line. Raiders and Ravens. This game was one of them games that you'll see you probably won't see again for the rest of the season. I didn't see the game. I just know what happened at the end of the game. And at the end of the game, Raiders threw a Hail Mary in this one. Yeah, well, he got Will Levis. I don't know. Malik Willis. Malik Willis is definitely a building block. I mean, he's not nobody that anybody's just gonna want to just give a lot for. But yeah, I mean, at this point, if you could trade Malik Willis and get a second or a third, hell, at this point, I would take it, right? Because a second or a third is better than him just sitting on the bench. Same thing for Will Levis. You know what I'm saying? Like, any type of draft capital, I ain't gonna say any, but like if you can get draft or a player, even if it's a role player, for them quarterbacks that's on your team, go out and make the deal. Like some of you guys gotta get into real GM mode for your team. I can't get on here and be a GM for y'all team. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta get on here and be GMs for your own teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all can't just be having guys get old on the bench. You know, some of you guys, we'll be in season 4, and y'all have certain players that don't even play, but they're still on your team. It's like, if y'all not going to play them, try to get something for them. You know what I'm saying? Try to get, that's why I say, everybody, it's your job. It's your job. It's everybody's job. This is the number one rule for everybody for their team. It's your job to exploit your strengths and hide your weaknesses. If you have a strength, exploit it. That's what the champ did. The champ had Brock Purdy, right? No, he's not going to drop back and pass with Brock Purdy 30 times a game. He's going to give McCaffrey that ball. McCaffrey's going to get majority of the touches, running the ball or catching the ball at the backfield. That's called playing to your strengths. Hiding the weaknesses is saying, listen, let's not get put in passing situations where that we have to make Brock Purdy throw the ball. Right? That's what you call hiding your weaknesses. So a lot of you guys got to understand that. If you need a wide receiver, get out there and make something happen and go get your receiver. You know what I'm saying? Stop just settling for what you have and then make the excuse about, you know, what I don't have. Man, forget about what you don't have and focus on, you know, what you can get out there and get. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get out there and make some moves. You know, like, that's just what it is. Like, I can't get on here and poke y'all into making a trade. Y'all got to get out here and make some moves, man. But yeah, Raiders and Ravens, this game, Raiders threw a Hail Mary and got a pass interference called in the end, and then it put them on like the 1 or 2 yard line. I don't know how you get a pass interference on a Hail Mary. I've never seen it done, but it happened, you know. But the fact of the matter is, even though the Ravens lost this game on that Hail Mary play, and then they gave the Raiders one more chance to score, and he did, that's not even why the Ravens lost. The Ravens lost because you gave up 44 points. You score, and I always say this, when you score, even if the Ravens would have won this game 43-42, this is not a game of celebration, right? Because anytime you score 43 points, you expect to win the game. So forget about that play at the end, the pass interference. You know what? That's good for you that you got that pass interference call, because you got no business giving up 40-some points if you scored 40 points. So, you know, that's the thing that I think the Ravens didn't look at. I mean, yeah, if I was the Ravens, would I have been tight that I got hit with a pass interference? Yeah, I would have. But then I would have put things in reality and perspective. And reality and perspective is, yo, you know what? We shouldn't have even been put in that position to even get that called against us, right? Because let's just say it's a 2-score game. If it's a 2-score game when that happens and the Ravens get that and he scored, it doesn't matter. Game is over. You understand what I'm saying? So the Ravens lost this game because the Ravens didn't play no defense. That's all that was. I don't want to hear about the refs threw a flag. You had no business giving up 40-something points. So, to me, this is a great win for the Raiders. Even though he gave up 40 points, but he the one that came out on top. So, it's one of them things that both teams got to have to improve on their defense, obviously. But the Ravens, he's salty about this loss. You know, but you can't give up that many points. You know, when you give up that many points, you know, whatever happens now, you earned that. Chargers and Toronto. Addison won this one 55-44. Good win. Well, not a good win because he too gave up over 40 points. He just happened to score about close to 60. You know, I don't know, man. Chargers gonna have to figure out something on defense. But besides that, the Chargers definitely gonna have to bounce back from last season. They had a disappointing season last year. They didn't make the playoffs, and I picked them to win the division. So I want to see how the Chargers bounce back this week against Toronto. I mean, not this week, this season. I want to see how they bounce back. Period. But Toronto lose this one. I think they're 0-2 on the season. Let me tell you something about Toronto. Like I said, they gave all that money to the running back. They can't afford nothing. So at this point, they got to hit home runs in the draft because they're not going to have money to resign nobody or sign anybody. So they are in a terrible situation. But again, I'm here to watch how this horror show ends over there in Toronto to see if there's any survivors left at the end of that movie. Patriots won 28-21 over Big Rico. Yeah, like I said, the Broncos been playing good ball. Well, Rico been playing good ball, period, as in late. So he almost pulled this one out. But Patriots, Patriots going to be on a mission. DK, for I remember last season, DK started out 5-0 in the season and missed the playoffs. So that's just one of them examples when I always tell you it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So it's like no matter how you start, you got to maintain that. Patriots didn't do it last year, but he got an off-season under his belt. Let's see what type of people he added over there to that New England team. New England defense is pretty much already set. It's the offense that needs some added talent over there. Did he add it or not? I'm not sure. I didn't check out his roster. But we'll see how this Patriots team, how they manage this season opposed to last season. But they get the win. That's most important, 28-21. This was a fair sim. Niners over the Cards. Bills took out the Rams 26-10. The Rams, another team, I want to see them play better than they did last season. And when I say play better, I'm not talking about make the playoffs, right? Because the reality is everybody can't make the playoffs, but everybody can play better from game to game, from season to season. Example, if you had 3 wins last season and you have 6 wins this season, that's a success. So what, you didn't make the playoffs? You doubled the amount of wins that you had last year. Build on that. You understand? Don't get caught up on what everybody else doing. Stay in your lane. I just want to see teams like the Rams, Titans. I want to see them play better. So I'm going to be on the lookout just to see how better they play. But Bills won this one 26-10. Bills also, they're going to be on a mission this season. They came up a little short last year in the playoffs. They lost to the Dolphins. And also, Bills and the Dolphins last year, Bills swept them in the regular season, but then lost in the playoffs. I would trade that. I would trade that for anything. I would be the team getting swept every year, but to win that playoff matchup. But bottom line, it's hard beating the team 3 times in one season. So Bills, I think the lesson that the Bills learned is, yeah, they're still going to win. They're still going to look to win when they're playing against them or anybody in their division. But that doesn't mean anything if you don't win the playoff matchup. So I think the Bills will just look to just stay poised and stay focused and just look to, the Bills had a good season last year. Listen, man, if you make the playoffs, you know what I mean, and you came up short, listen, it's still a good season. You're not that far. You understand? Just build on that and go from there. Brooklyn and Green Bay, this game wasn't played. It was a fair sim. Eagles and Bucks. Eagles won this one 21-13. We got a little revenge from the Bucks last year in the playoffs. Yeah, we got revenge in this one from last year in the playoffs. Steelers and Colts. P.E. Earl dominated the Colts in this one 41-7. Colts too. Colts is one of them teams that when you look at and you watch him play, he knows how to play, but he'll have a whole bunch of turnovers, and that'll be the deciding factor. So the turnovers, it kill a lot of people. If the coach can turn down his turnovers, he'll be in a whole lot more games than he's not. Week 3, even though we started, this game has not been played. Colts and Brooklyn. I'm going to take Brooklyn in this one. Colts cannot turn the ball over. If he do, it's going to get ugly. But I'll take Brooklyn in this one by a score. I'm going to go 38-17. Jags and Oakland. Jags won this one 31-20. Trey Dog looking like he's not trying to be in the position that he was in last year, and that's look for help at the end of the season, and just put himself in a position that he shouldn't be in. So right now he's off to, I think, either a 2-1 start or 3-0 start. Not too sure, but Jags get an 11-point victory over Oakland this week. Patriots and Titans. Titans played a little better this week. They still lost by 2 TDs, but they scored 14 points. That's a start. You know what I'm saying? That's a start. But Patriots won this one 28-14 at home over the Titans. Bears and Cowboys. Dre going against G. I'm rooting for the Bears in this one. You know, he's going against my division rival. But in order for this to happen, the Bears can't come out and have a whole bunch of turnovers. Like I say, Dre is one of them guys that Dre know how to play. But Dre will come out and have, when you look up, 3 or 4 turnovers in the first half, 3 or 4 turnovers in the second half, and before you know it, Dre lost 50-something to 30-something. You know what I'm saying? So Bears need to come out and play smart, take care of the ball, you know what I'm saying, and then we'll see what happens from there. But I'm going to take the Cowboys to win this one. I don't know which Dre going to show up. It's too early in the season to tell. But I'll take Cowboys this week over the Bears. I'll go Cowboys 31, Bears 21. Jets and Bills. Bills won this one 13-12. Jets bounced back and played much better this week than they did last week. The Bills came up short. They went for a 2-point conversion at the end. Came up a little short. Tough one. But, you know, at this point, I would take the win if I'm Buffalo. The 1-point win, who cares? It's a win. And it's against a division opponent. So good win for Buffalo. And Buffalo won the nail-biter at home over the Jets. Chargers and Browns. Boy, I tell you, it's back-to-back weeks. The Chargers done put up 50-plus points. I think he's coming to this season with a chip on the shoulder, with an attitude. Really disappointed how his season went last year. I believe he's going to bounce back. Oh, this is the game you was talking about? Okay, yeah. I still believe the Chargers are going to bounce back this season and have a better season than he did last year. Addison is too good of a player to have this type of season that he had. Browns are looking for bigger things out of them this season. Like I said, they got an off season under their belt. They got to add some pieces over there for that team. And I'm looking for him to make some noise over there. But this week he had to take one on the chin against this Charger team. Saints and Giants. Big Mo going against Jay Green. I'm gonna go Giants in this one. I'm gonna take the home team over the Saints. I got Saints losing to the Giants this week. Competitive game though. I'll go Giants 31, Saints 27. Next we had Eagles over the Commanders. Man, this game right here came down to, we definitely checked Washington to Heartbreak Hotel. I don't know what was happening in this game. Defense was just letting us down left and right. What it was though, well, I ain't gonna tell on myself. I know what I was doing wrong, but we was happy to go into Washington, come out with this win. Washington definitely is a Heartbreak Hotel. Washington checkout is at 12 noon. Complimentary breakfast is on us as always. If you want a little more sleep to check out, we'll give you an extended checkout to 1 Eastern. But yeah, Washington checked in a Heartbreak Hotel this week. Philly moved on to 3-0 for the season. Bucks and Raiders. Live Kid going against Daz. Raiders coming off a big win last week over the Ravens. I think he comes into this week on a high. I think he takes care of Bucks at home. I'm going to say Raiders this week, 42, Bucks 24. 42-24, Raiders over the Bucks. DP, Seahawks. Yeah, check out that noon, Black. It be people. Bap was in Heartbreak Hotel last week, so Bap know. You know what I mean? For all those that's checking the Heartbreak Hotel this week, just ask Bap how was the breakfast over there at Heartbreak Hotel. He'll let you know. DP against Packers. That's Cole Lyles against DP. Interesting matchup right here, right? Good matchup for the Seahawks offense against the Packers defense. I'm going to take the Packers at home, but I think it's going to be close no matter what. If Seahawks win this game, I will not be surprised at all. It's going to be close, I think, no matter who wins. But I'm going to take Green Bay just because they in Lambeau. If this game was in Seattle, I would actually take Seattle. But I'm going to take Green Bay because it's in Lambeau. And I'll say Green Bay win this game 24-20. 24-20. 24-20 Packers over the Seahawks. Next, we got Panthers and Falcons. Dwayne, another guy, took over this Panther team last year. Made the playoffs. Got eliminated early, but you know what? He got an offseason under his belt. He got to have a draft. He got to sign some free agents. So he got pieces on his team that was added. Falcons, they was in the hunt for the playoffs. They made a late season playoff push last year. They came up short. They got an offseason under their belt. The Falcons actually had a good draft, by the way. So he got himself some guys over there that was much needed. I'll look and see what this Falcons team. And like I said, on some BS, another guy that's been playing better ball lately than he has in a while. So like I said, man, some guys is just getting their feet wet and figuring things out. So I'm interested to see how this game play out. I'm going to take the Falcons in this one in an upset. I'm going to take Falcons over the Panthers. Falcons at home. Give me Falcons this week over the Panthers. 27-24. Next, we got Toronto against Denver. Don't know what happened in this one besides Denver just gave up a ton of points. Toronto's won this one 76-29. That's just a bad loss. That's just one of them losses that you just gotta just forget about it and just can't wait for the next week to get here, right? Because there's nothing to talk about. So Toronto won this one in a very, very dominated fashion. Next, we got Ravens and Texans. Texans say lost both of his quarterbacks, but still only lost by 2. I say way to compete for the Texans. You know what I'm saying? Josh is smart, so he'll figure something out moving forward. He's another one of them guys that'll play to his strengths. So Josh is a real smart player. Ravens, happy to come away this one with the win after the way he lost last week. He won 21-19 over the Texans. We'll see how the Texans handle them injuries moving forward. Don't know how long the starting quarterback is out for, but like I say, injuries, they haven't been kind to anyone going back to last year. Steelers and Bengals, Carnage against Pete Earl. I'll say game of the week, right? Statement game, division game. Let's see who win this one. I'm gonna go Bengals in this one. I'm gonna take the home team. I think it should be competitive, right? If anybody get blind on this one, I'll be surprised unless one team turn the ball over more than the other. But give me the Bengals this week over the Steelers. Bengals 31, Steelers 27, right? 31-27, Bengals over the Steelers. That sound about right? Again, we'll see what happens, We'll see what happens. Steelers, they had an off season under their belt. They definitely needed some help over there on offense, especially. I don't know what he added over there to the team, but we'll see. I know he had to get at least one person that he liked. This game is already set for the Dolphins for the 4th. This one we had Niners and Rams, and that's what I like to see. The Rams made it competitive, Only lost by 2 scores. That's what I'm talking about. I want to see this. I want to see. I don't care if the Rams lose the next 5 games, as long as he lose in the way that you show he's competing. That's it. I don't want to see him losing 31-3. Let him compete. That's all I want to see. So, way to bounce back, Rams, this week to compete, even though you lost by 2 scores. But that's better than the first couple of scores that I've seen. The win against the champ. So, nothing to hold your head down about that. Champ won this one 31-19. Marvin Harrison is a beast. Yeah, he's definitely a killer. So now with the Rams, next step is add another weapon with Harrison. You know what I'm saying? Add another weapon with Harrison. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe a better quarterback, and then you go from there. But he definitely got the piece on offense to build around. That's for sure. So yeah, advance is tomorrow. Then it's on to week 4. But game of the week, Steelers and Bengals. So let's see what's happening over there with that. Hopefully they get that game played today. Again, week 4 is tomorrow. Practice squad still is on. It will be turned back off week 5. And I'll see y'all in the next 5th quarter. Some ghosts.